Welcome back to Canada's Real Deal. I'm your host, Anika Dogra, mortgage agent level 2 in Ontario.
And I'm your co-host, Anuj Dogra, and I'm a real estate broker in the Greater Toronto Area. And today we're going to be talking about pre-construction. We have a very special guest, Surveen, who's a consistent top producer in pre-con. Welcome, Surveen.
Thanks for having me here, ladies. My name is Surveen Kaur. I'm with Home Life G1 Realty, and I specialize in pre-construction, and I've been doing real estate since 2018.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've seen the market through all its changes the last couple of years.
Yeah, so I've seen like the peak of the peak and then like the lows of the lows for sure, yeah.
So Surveen, for those who don't know, what's the difference between resale and pre-con?
So the biggest difference, the way I like to put it, is in pre-construction, you're essentially selling a dream. It's a contract. We're literally showing you guys, drawings of what the home will look like, give you some examples of what the finishes will look like, but you get to pre-select every little detail of your home. Whereas I feel like in resale, you're walking through a home physically and that's the house you're purchasing. But in pre-construction, there's definitely some time to prepare to close on the property and, go from there.
Nice.
Yeah. And there's a couple of financial differences too, right? Like pre-construction takes sometimes years, right, to build. And there's advantages and disadvantages to both resale and pre-con. But I think we're super curious, what got you into sales?
So when I was 18 years old in first year of university, I actually I was here at Laurier in Waterloo, and there's a program that was happening for door-to-door sales down in Texas.
Okay.
So I decided to go down, and the catch there was that they're going to give you a really nice place. You live with, 15 to 20 students in like a nice like villa. But the catch was it was commission only sales. So you could go there for 4 months and you could be working every day doing the door-to-door sales, trying to sell pest control contracts and make no money. I did that for the sake of just, getting to travel the world and just like see a different part of, the world. But it ended up being really inspiring for me because I ended up being one of the top sales reps in the office. And I actually started late. So I was like, okay, I really enjoy this competitive nature of sales. And even though the commission was, I think, like $30 a deal or something, but it kind of guided me towards the path of like, okay, I really like the competitive nature of like working my way towards the top in sales. And that's what kind of led me towards real estate.
We love when women are competitive.
Yeah.
It can be good, it can be bad sometimes.
No, I think it's a good thing. I love that.
Yeah, it drives us.
Yeah. It's like, it's not even the money that drives you, it's just the confidence.
I just want to be better than you. That's it.
Yeah.
There was like a chart where like they had like our names written down, and like I started at the bottom because I started 2 weeks late, like I said. And then by the end of the summer, I was number 3, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I worked my way up.
You just like seeing how you like improved over time.
Yeah.
You're like, accomplished something.
Yeah. So that's why I really enjoy like the awards and everything, because it like makes you kind of work hard towards the year end and like push through.
Yeah.
It's like a physical amalgamation of what your goals were for the year, right?
Yeah,
exactly like you too.
Yeah, that's so true. And Uj is definitely like that. So, Surveen, what are some of the advantages of pre-construction? Like if you're purchasing pre-construction versus resale or these existing homes?
So main thing I feel would be like when you buy a resale home, like you get what you get. And then if you want to make a few changes, you really have to go through renovations. With pre-con, on the other hand, you can really customize every detail from like the paint to like the flooring. And like not everyone really has time to go through renovations and like where they're supposed to stay if that's happening. So I feel like that's the major thing with pre-con that I really like. From a client perspective, you get a long time to make your down payment. Sometimes, like you said, sometimes condos will take like 3-4 years to build. Homes will take 1 or 2 years to build. So it gives you that much time to kind of gather funds and like pay the down payment. And that's a big one too. I think it gives people a lot of time. For investors, they can put their money away in a place which is safe and secure. And hopefully if the investment grows, they even have options like assignment opportunities to even flip it before closing, make some money there. So I think those are some of the advantages compared to like resale, buying today, closing today, and, mortgage kicking in right away too.
Yeah, it definitely is like a much more affordable option for like first-time home buyers especially.
So I predominantly do resale. And when I'm doing the financial analysis with my clients right now, the amount we're paying into interest, it kind of makes more sense for them to put it into pre-con. Are you finding the same?
So I don't do resale, but I definitely agree. There's so much room for negotiation right now in this market. 2 years ago, I wouldn't say the same because the prices of pre-con were higher than resale. But right now, we've worked out so many deals with different builders where I can get you a better deal than even resale for pre-con. gives you that 1 year to close on a property. Hopefully interest rates even lower at that time, or you can do a pre-approval now, lock that interest rate for that 1 year timeline. So definitely opportunities right now on what you can work with the builders are quite good. And you get a brand new home with warranty on it.
So the 10-year average for pre-construction is usually around 20,000 units sold a year. And right now we're about a quarter of that. Why do you think that is? What factors are contributing to such low sales?
I think the main thing is just the confidence overall in the market. It's not just pre-con, even like resale has come down a lot. But I think mainly for pre-construction, the reason would be there's two timelines I like to look at. It's a timeline before 2020, where when people were buying something in pre-construction, it was actually priced less than resale. So whoever bought money, you give builders that confidence by giving them your money and your hard-earned income. And, the properties would go up and actually people would make money. And obviously people made a lot of money in those 2-3 years. And I feel like those investors or those end users, again, put that money again, but like they might have overdone it because it was a very, very hot market. Market was eventually going to slow down. We knew that the way it was going in 2021, 2022. But that being said, the market got really hot. The builders priced the product above resale, way higher than resale. And then we saw the biggest issues with appraisals in the last year or two. And for that very reason, when people don't make money, it takes away from that confidence. And I would say I've seen 50-50. I've seen half the builders that'll kind of like try to meet you halfway and like give you a better appraised price to help families close because they are trying to maintain the good relationship. But then you also see the other half where like they might be just a small builder and they can't afford to do that. And a lot of people have lost money in that aspect too. And that's the thing in resale. You might, if it slows down today and it picks up, like it's a very quick turnaround. But if somebody bought a property 5 years ago and they're still losing money on it, it's tough to kind of like gain that client back and then people talk, right? So if I lose money, I'm telling my sister and my friends, and those people also won't be investing further in those opportunities. So I think we need that like new wave of buyers and that buyer confidence in pre-construction again.
Yeah, there needs to be I'm definitely seeing that in a lot of my deals too, is when it comes to pre-construction, I'm always like, please God, let this appraisal come in at the value or at least at the purchase price. Because otherwise, like those people, like it's going to be tough for them. But where do you see pre-construction going in the next couple years then?
I would say I personally, again, I only know so much, but at the same time, I personally think it's going to be a 4 to 5 year timeline before we gain that confidence again in the market, before we gain that confidence again with the builders for people to go back in again. And this is going to come from like two aspects of like us realtors and like, mortgage agents, like everyone giving the best possible customer service and guidance to our clients. And then in addition to that, obviously builders having their contracts a little bit more favorable towards buyers too, and giving better customer service, better product. And like, so the brand new homes does feel like a brand new home and you're not cutting corners and things like that with like, which we've also seen in some brand new condos, brand new homes where you're like, there's so many issues. Like, yes, there's Terry-on warranty, but there's only so much Terry-on can and will do. So I feel like we need like that turnaround where like everyone actually focuses on the customer. And I think in like 4 to 5 years, pre-con will be great again.
So what do you tell your clients to look for a good pre-con investment now?
So honestly, every time I work a project, I usually take it exclusively. I go in, like my team, there's 3 of us, Sahil, myself, Parveer, and Elite Real Estate Group. We'll try to go negotiate the prices down. We'll try to go negotiate the deposit as flexible as possible. We're doing like a $2,500 monthly deposit plan right now, giving people almost a year to make their down payment. So we'll really work on those factors. Another thing we did from a mortgage standpoint is we worked out with some builders being like, this is the closing date, but give them a 3-month flexibility period. Because it takes time for clients. 3 months before knowing the closing date, that's just not enough time to close a property because of how slow banks move, right? So even if you're approved, there's so many things they need week after week, day after day, that up until that closing date, like that closing process is so stressful for buyers, for mortgage agents, for sellers, everyone, that it needs to become a little bit easier. And I feel like that 3-month time frame that I'm trying to negotiate for, our clients, just to like give them that flexibility and they don't have to pay crazy penalties on those delays. I think that would be something that I'm working on the buyers with that too.
if I saw a 3-month flexibility thing, I would be like jumping for joy, like thank God, right? That is actually pretty necessary, because I totally agree. The closing process is like hell.
It's really bad.
Yeah. Sometimes they don't give you a final closing date till just weeks before, and then you're just rushing everything.
Yeah. And sometimes the client's like, I wasn't aware that these fees were going to happen at the end, so I need a little bit more time to get it together, right? So they really find out the truth of what's happening sometimes like just a couple weeks before, right?
The crazy thing is clients are struggling to close because they don't have funds. But then if you start imposing more fees on them to push the closing further, it's just counterintuitive. Like, how is that really gonna work? So I feel like for that very reason, and like discussing that with some builders, they've actually worked out that 3-month flexibility plan. Like, this is the date, but you can pick within the 3-month time frame. And I think that's really gonna help people too. With time and with feedback, obviously giving it to builders, like that's the best we can do, and try to improve it. And then obviously the quality of build is more focused on them, but then we can try to negotiate good things in the contracts for our clients.
I've seen some crazy incentives being offered the last 2 years, like rental guarantees. They were giving gold bars and, you know, all those things, trips.
A car.
Right? Yeah.
Trips to Dubai, if you buy a condo in Dubai, those ones. Yeah.
And what would you say to people who are looking?
So I always try to say, if the incentive is really, really, really crazy, just look at the price maybe and like see if it's a good price or not. Don't buy a new property because they're giving you a free car. I don't think that's maybe the best way to go about it. That being said, in 2019, when market was actually slow, we sold these townhomes in Cambridge in the 300, 400K range. And the builder was giving a car with every single home. And everyone actually made a lot of money and they got a free car. So that was quite good back then. But at this moment, when we know all these appraisal issues and everything that's been happening, I would say, yeah, like if they're giving you a free Tesla with a house, maybe just look at the house and compare it a little bit to the market value and see if it really makes sense.
Yeah,
because I wouldn't buy
look
it
at the
for
house.
The car. Yeah, look at the
house, not the car.
Just go on House Sigma quickly. You don't even need to ask us. And that'll probably answer the question for you guys. Yeah.
Okay, final question. What would you say to somebody who's skeptical about pre-con in general?
I would say there's some really good opportunities out there. And that's just not what I'm saying as a salesperson. There's a lot of room to negotiate with the builders. The main thing I would say is it's good to be skeptical because of what's happened in the market. Hire a good lawyer. Like whenever you buy a brand new condo, or even if you're buying a home, ask them to, review your agreement properly. Make sure the terms are in your favor. And yeah, like genuinely having a good realtor represent you that knows the market, that is close with the builder, you will definitely get a better deal than what you can even get in resale right now. So that's what I would say. But definitely like get those agreements reviewed and you should be fine.
Thank you so much for all that information, Surveen. I know I learned a lot that I didn't know before.
And if you want some more information about pre-construction, we're going to leave her contact information in the description below.
And let us know about your opinions on pre-construction in the comments below.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell.